Home Show. My name is ArianHelm. I am your hostess with the mostest. Today I want to start the show off by giving a congratulations to Dwayne Wade. He retired from the NBA. He played his last game last night against the Philadelphia 76ers, and he ended his retirement with the win. You go, Dwayne Wade. Dwayne was drafted into the league at 22, and he played his last game at 39, y'all. Woo. And he dropped 51 points his last game. You better sprinkle that black boy magic in there, Dwayne Wade. It's crazy to think that Dwayne Wade is retired because I feel like just yesterday I was watching him play the Mavs and they were in their championship game and Dallas was going crazy. I remember the parades. I remember those hats, those snapbacks y'all used to wear. Yeah, I remember those. I want to just give kudos because I know being in the NBA is not easy. I know they make you follow all these rules. I know it's hard on your body, especially at 39 years old, after all those years of running and workouts and things like that. Yes, it's healthy, but it's also a lot on your body. So shout out to you, Dwayne Wade. You go. I also want to highlight Dwayne Wade for supporting his son Zion at the Pride Parade at the Miami Beach this past weekend. And Gabrielle Union posted him, his older brother posted him, Dwayne Wade posted him. And I just love that as a family they are supporting him and telling him, hey, it doesn't matter who you are, who you love, who you don't like, who you like. You are loved. I feel this is important because I grew up with a lot of people around me whose parents did not accept their lifestyle, whose parents do not accept their sexuality. So I think it's beautiful that a black family, yes, I put emphasis on black because y'all know how black families is when it comes to homophobia. I wish every family was supportive and understanding of their children, whether they are straight, lesbian, gay, whatever, it don't matter. I just want parents to support their children for who they are. But in more depressing news, a new Texas bill will put women to death if they have an abortion. Yes, you just heard this correctly. I did not make this up. This is not a joke. This is not April Fool's. This is real life. Out of all of the things that needs to be discussed, this is what lawmakers want to discuss, so let's talk about it. Before I give my 2 cents to you all, I want to break down some things and who introduced the bill, and I want to introduce him as a person. So let's talk about it. This legislation was proposed by State Representative Tony Timberholt, a Republican from Arlington, Texas. Oh, Lord. He was placed under special protection after receiving death threats when he first introduced the bill in 2017. This bill isn't new to the House, it's just new to the public. He has been married 5 times, and he claims this bill is necessary to make women more personally responsible. Equal protection for life inside and outside the womb. That was me quoting him, y'all. Did I do good? So now that we know a little bit more about Representative Timberholt, let's talk about it. How could you say that you are a Christian man and that you are pro-life and you want to put women to death because they have an abortion? What does that have to do with you? I'm really sick of these old hags that are in the House of Representatives and that are just making bills to just make young people's life miserable. And my problem with this bill is that more women are going to start going to alleys and backways and, you know, their cousin house to get rid of these abortions. They're about to be falling downstairs like we've seen in the past, smoking, drinking, anything to get rid of these babies because, of course, an abortion is going to be illegal. But what do you say to the mothers out there who can't afford to take care of their child, can't afford hospital care, who can't even afford to have the baby? That bill within itself is expensive. Excuse me, Representative Timberholt, not everyone has insurance and the money like you do. But just because they proposed this bill does not necessarily mean that it'll be passed. It still hasn't went before the full House. Committee Chairman Republican Jeff Leach is hesitant to bring the bill in front of the House because he knows the deal, and he's a Republican. Texas has come a long way with its abortion rights. In case you didn't know, I'm going to give you all some history on abortions in Texas. Roe versus Wade, January 22nd, 1973. Roe, who was a Texas woman, she wanted to terminate her pregnancy by abortion. Back then, Texas law prohibited abortion except to save a pregnant woman's life. Our good sis Roe took it to the Supreme Court, and they ruled that a woman's right to an abortion fell within the right to privacy protected by your 14th Amendment. This ruling gave women full control over their pregnancy during the first trimester, and 46 states took heed to that ruling as well. You know the thing where it says history repeats itself? It's constantly repeating itself. We as women finally got the right to have abortion. And first off, let me just clear this up. There is mostly men that are in the House. So why are men telling us women who have never been a woman, who have never had a period, who have never had a pregnancy, who have never been through those type of pains and those type of turmoils, how are they going to tell us women how and what we can do with our body? That is not your business. That is not your concern. I completely agree with Roe versus Wade when it comes to abortion in the first trimester. I think after the first trimester, it's a little iffy. According to doctors, you start to develop more in your second and third trimester. And I don't want to reach, but I love reaching, okay? But I kind of want to say this bill is targeted to minority women. But you know what? I'm going to get some statistics, and I'm going to talk about that at a later time with y'all. Might be next episode. Because I want to know what the statistics are for abortions when it comes by ethnicity. But we're going to talk about that. Today I was scrolling through my Instagram and I seen on the Shade Room a post and it was talking about toxic parenting styles. And the question was, what is a toxic parenting style that you want to do to your kids? Ooh, let's talk about it. Because I came up with my 5 and I want to explain to you each and every one of them. So let's get into it. The first one on my list was comparing your kids to other kids. And everything that I'm saying, let me give a disclaimer. I'm not just talking about my household. I'm also incorporating what I've seen in my friends' houses or what I've seen in my family house, what I've seen in anybody's house or any type of parenting. I'm just going to comment on it. For a fact, I know that I won't be comparing my kids to other people's kids. And even as an adult, that is very toxic of you to compare yourself, let alone a child, to someone else. It tells that person, hey, you're not good enough. You need to be like this person. And my mindset, for me, is that we are all equal. Everyone has their niche. You might be great at something that the other person is not so good at. My second on the list is physical punishment. I can attest to this because I was a very bad child growing up. I had got kicked out of daycares, classes, suspensions. I've had my share of disciplines and I've had my share of whoopings. Like, I was getting whooped almost every week growing up because I was just so bad at school and daycare, whatever else. But check out this growth though. And I personally, I do not want to beat my kids. I think that writing or making them do things that they don't want to do, I feel like that'll be better punishment because you won't want to do them more. I'm not talking about spinning the corner, Connor, for 15 minutes. No. Stand over there for 2 hours. Don't move, don't touch nothing. Silence. And you talk to God about what you did. How about that? And I do believe there is a science behind why kids go to school and act up, but that's a different story from a different day. Let's go on to number 3. Calling your child out your name. I'm never going to call my child something that I don't want a stranger in public to call me. So that goes for the female dog word. That also goes for the N word. I never want my son to think that he is a nigga or a nigger. Okay? You are a strong black king, and that is literally what I'm going to address him as, and that's what I'm going to raise him to feel about himself. The 4th one on my list is complaining to kids about situations you, the adult, put yourself in. Whew, that's some tea within itself, y'all. And then my 5th and final one is parents not apologizing to their kids. And I think this one is very, very important. I know that parents like to just, I'm grown and you're the child. No. And yes, that is necessary to remind kids just for respect purposes. But I feel as a parent, if you know that you did wrongdoing to your child, if you know that you yelled at them and you weren't supposed to yell at them, or you called them a name and you weren't supposed to call them a name, I believe that it is best for you and your child, for y'all's relationship, I believe it is best that you apologize. Parents would rather walk on glass barefooted than apologize to us. Like, I just don't understand it. Where's the logic in it? I'm glad I got to see a lot of these things around me and on TV and just from hearing from experiences so that I know how to raise my kids. This type of toxic behavior, it causes trauma for kids. Whether we talk about it or not, it's very traumatic for kids to grow up in toxic environments, especially with toxic parents. And no parent is perfect, okay? I also believe that kids get wrapped into that, oh, my mom was supposed to do this, my mom was supposed to do that. I'm 20 years old and I'm growing into a beautiful young woman, and I'm learning that it's okay to make mistakes. Mistakes are welcome. You are still going to make mistakes. I am still making mistakes now that I thought back then I wouldn't be doing. But it's called life. It's called learning, and it's called growing. And as long as you know what you're doing and you're trying to make an effort to correct that behavior, that is okay. And just like our generation always wants to talk about on Twitter, that we have to break those generational curses and those generational demons, your parents are breaking those as well. So be more thoughtful that your parents, they were in the same position you were in. You're going to be in the same position they're in. They're going to make mistakes. It's normal. That is why communication is important. And that is why I want me and my future kids to be able to communicate well, because we can talk about these type of things. And I love me some Jada Pinkett and Willow Smith. I love their relationship. I watch Red Table Talk, and I love how understanding and how honest Jada is with Willow, and the same with Willow with Jada, and I love that relationship. I feel like it's very vital to kids to have that open communication relationship with their kids. That's how you produce sneaky kids, when you don't have that relationship where you can come and talk to your mom, you can come and talk to your child, you can tell your child anything, they can ask you anything, they can be honest and open with you. That is the best relationship to have with your child, with your mom. So yes, let's work on that. Let's work on the toxic parenting, and let's work on not being toxic children as well. Today on the show, I have Nayome. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
No problem, anytime. So where are you from?
I am from where most do not know of, Tyler, Texas.
I know about Tyler. I know about TJC.
Okay.
Oh,
TJC,
no, I don't know about that type of TJC.
Okay. But Tyler, it's, in the east there. Yeah. I was born in Tyler, raised in Jersey, and then I moved to Dallas roughly when I was 15 years old. Oh, okay. And then I ended up here at Texas State University.
What high school did you go to?
You wouldn't know that either. Ranch View.
Okay. See? Describe to us your artistry.
So my artistry, I guess I can describe it kind of, I don't know how to specifically describe myself, because say for instance I asked you that question, I feel like you wouldn't really know exactly what to say. I feel like you would have to listen to my music to really configure exactly like what and who I am, but I can describe myself as kind of still figuring myself out. I'm still figuring out my artistry. I'm still growing in my artistry, and I'm still trying to get creative. I'm still trying to push my limits. It's an official year in April since I decided, hey, like, I'm gonna go for music. So I could describe it as growing, steadily growing.
Okay, cool. So who inspired you to start making music back in April?
So it was inspired by a heartbreak, and
to be like that sometimes.
But we good now. So it's all good. We're good now. But it was inspired by a breakup. I was just kind of writing. I have my song "Missing You." It's on SoundCloud if anyone wants to kind of look that up.
No, y'all
go look it up. It's the first song. It's a real classic. It's just kind of just about missing somebody, and once I wrote that down, I recorded it for the first time. I was just like, you know what, let me just put this out there in the world and let somebody receive it. Maybe people like it, maybe not. It's always a scary thing, just trying something new and letting people see that side of you, because people are like, wait, you're actually singing? Oh, you're actually making an effort? So I'm like, yes. And I got feedback that I wasn't expecting, and I ended up getting like 8,000 plays on the song. So I was like that got me really hyped. And then I was just like, okay, so people are actually feeling what I'm saying. They're actually appreciating what I'm saying. So that's really what got me started. And then it's been up from there. It's been up from my SoundCloud. So
you gotta start. Yeah, all you gotta do is start.
All you have to do is start. Like, if there's anyone out there and y'all are holding back on something, just put it out there. Don't put it out there for anybody else but yourself. And just seek God. Just work everything else.
Oh, so you already preaching. We
yeah.
We already preaching. Do you write your own music?
I do write my own music. There's some times where I have some influences. My friends are great influences. Say, for instance, I'm stuck. I got writing blocks. Sometimes I'll go to them, and they'll be like, you know what? I love what you said there, but let's say it in this different way. And I'll be like, you know what? Yeah. But it happens. It happens from time to time, but I do take joy and pride in writing my own music, because it wasn't easy for me. It's not easy for me, but it's something I feel accomplished once I'm done with it. I would say the most challenging thing about writing is the topic. I'm trying to get off topic of relationships right now, so I'm pretty sure there's a question coming up about like a project or something, which I'll get into later.
Oh yeah, you know I'm asking. Actually, that's the next question. So you released an EP last year, and then you released 2 singles this year. Is there an EP or an album in the works?
Oh, there's a summer project in the works currently. And I'm just trying to, have fun with this one, make it more, I don't know, it's just, there's this one song on my project Recovered, it's called Tonight. I want to have that energy with most of the project, but at the same time, I want to get on the topics of inner internal problems that someone may be facing. One of my big influences are Janae Aikyo. Just the way she does her music. Like, I want to have that one song that you just want to turn on and
Soul
just feel
searching,
good.
yes.
Soul,
Yeah.
like, yeah, I want to make that soul, that feel good soul
Yeah.
music. And it's something I've been kind of struggling with. But I have my own struggles, and I really want to convey it in a way that can relate to everyone and just really heal someone. So I'm really just working on really just touching different genres and touching different vibes, but also making sure everything fits within the summer. So like in the daytime at the summer pool party, you playing that one song, and at night when you're cruising, it's like, all right, like let's get in my feels really quick. So, but it's in the works. No name yet. No name. You'll get that soon. You'll get it soon.
So have you ever thought about shows like The Voice or American Idol?
I've always adored it, but I don't think I personally would go on television just because I don't think. I just don't think that's the route for me. I feel like there's more of like once you are on that show, you're labeled like the American Idol or The Voice, whether you win or you lose, and that kind of like sticks with you throughout the process. But it's nothing bad to associate this. That's a great opportunity, honestly. But for me, I don't think The Voice would be, or American Idol would be for me, just because I want to be known as an entertainer. Eventually, we're in school. We're trying to figure things out. But it's the last semester.
Oh, for you? You're graduating soon?
I'm graduating in August.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Congrats.
thank you.
That's
Thank
a
you.
lot. I
Thank
love
you.
it.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so any plans after graduation for your music career?
There's a plan in place.
Okay.
I'm hoping that it falls through, but I'm honestly, it's all in the works. It's all in God's plan, and I'm leaving it all to Him.
What are some challenges that new artists face when trying to get their music out there, when trying to get exposure?
It's about, I would say, your support system. You can't have any expectations as a new artist. Don't set the bar too high for yourself, but expect and speak great things, of course, but just really make sure that you know that you recognize why you even went into music or just into your craft. Just know that you're doing that for yourself, and then you will be good the rest of the way. Honestly, just keep working hard, really craft out that time, and really get rid of those distractions and really work on your craft, because you don't want to waste time. You don't want to waste time. You want to have fun, have your little fun, but you don't want to waste time. And I would say I've even been distracted in my craft, like sometimes exactly. Like I'll leave it alone, and then it's just kind of like when I get back to it, it's like this is like boring to me. Like what is going on? And it takes me a while to get back into it. But sometimes I would also say take mental breaks as well. Those are very important. Make sure that spiritually, internally, you're all put together, and just make sure you stick to it. That was all over the place. I know it was, but just take those tips from there.
Okay, so I love that you mentioned that you have to be in it for you. I love that. So what exactly do you mean so that they know? I know what you mean. Can you explain that to them?
Like, music is my passion. So whatever your passion is, know that that's your passion and that's what you love to do. And you're doing it because you love to do it, not because anyone else is doing that or anyone else is validating that. You're validating that by just going for your passion. Therefore, just whenever you don't get the results that you want from people, that's the moment you should realize, hey, I'm not supposed to put my faith in them. I'm supposed to put my faith in me. So this is what I love to do. So that's what I mean.
Girl, you better
by
speak that.
that's
yes.
what I mean by just
message.
making sure that you are doing this for you.
Okay, so I seen that you were at South by Southwest. Tell us about that experience.
So it was a really good experience. I got to dance for the first time on my set. I had there's like unofficial and official shows. I had an official and an unofficial show. My unofficial show was at 512 Studios, which is a studio out in South Austin, I believe, but it was very, very fun. I had two dancers, Katie and Tori. Shout out to y'all. Y'all were great. But it was a really, really fun experience, and I got to meet a lot of different people. My night performance was also very, very fun. Unfortunately, I got sick that night, so I was performing with a sickness, and that was not fun, but, you know, things happen. They happen. Let me just tell you, things are gonna happen. God's gonna test you, or the universe is gonna test you, because I don't want to make it like religious. They're gonna test you. It's gonna test you, and you're just gonna have to push through. You're just gonna have to look. You're really gonna have to look at things to a positive angle, or you're gonna drive yourself crazy, and you're just gonna become this negative influence, and you don't want to do that, because I've been there, done that. You got to keep a positive mind frame and keep it pushing.
Yes, you better preach. So you are competing to open for big headliners like Danny Lay, and it's for Amazon's Campus Live here at Texas State. Can you tell us more about that?
So yes, I am currently competing, in second place. So if you go to my profile, click that link in the bio, and vote for me daily, y'all can help me get back to first place. But basically that is competing. They're pretty much having a contest online. They're going to pick the top people. It's fan based, so it's like whoever gets the most votes, and also they have their own judges, so they're going to pick people. Hopefully they pick me.
No, they're going to pick you.
Hopefully they pick me. And then there'll be like a showcase of students, and then whoever's the top performer gets to open up for the headliners. And they also, get a little cash. So, help me get some cash and help me open up.
I hope that get that exposure too.
Yes, and exposure. And also come out Texas State. I want y'all to see, I know some of y'all haven't been able to catch a performance, so this would be perfect. Dancing, it's a vibe, new song, so come out.
Okay, and does it cost?
It does not cost. It's free as long as you got your student ID.
Free is for me. We just want to hear vocals, so take it away. Take it away.
So what song do you want to hear?
I want to hear something off of Recovered.
Recovered?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe Moment. Moment
something
is
slow.
It's slow.
Yeah.
It's something very special. It's about being in the moment, someone, and I'm in the moment here.
With the ArianHelm show, hey.
And it's very special to me because this is shedding light on my artistry, and I really appreciate it. So I'll sing that one. I got you right here. In the moment, I ain't got no fears. I'm just vibing. Time is not a factor here. Just me and you in this universe here. Something about the way you just being you. Should I start to worry, cause it's too good to be true? Everything about you feels genuine enough to forget about the assumptions that the real ones don't do. Real ones like you.
Yes.
So that's a moment off of Recovered. Y'all go check that out.
Yes, and y'all go check out the 2 new singles. And you also said that you are working on something for this summer as well.
I'm working on something for the summer. Something we can bounce to.
Okay. So we're going to be waiting for those. So what's your social media so we can keep up with everything?
So it's going to be Nayome Sings, Nayome Sings. And that's going to be Twitter, Instagram, and then on iTunes, Spotify, any platform you can think of. If there's one I'm not on, let me know. It's going to be just Nayome, Nayome, and you can look up Recovered, or you can look up my new single, What You Need.
I love What You Need, yes.
What You Need is like definitely lyrically, and it's a vibe. It's a vibe. Like, I really hope couples enjoy that one.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for coming on the show. I love your personality. I love your voice, and you're going to go big. And we want to wish you the best for the Campus Live as well. Y'all go vote. I'm going to put the link in the description box so y'all can go to her page and y'all can go vote. Or y'all can go underneath the description and you can vote as well. So, thank you for coming on the show. We wish you the best.
I want to thank you, Arian, for having me here. And then this is just great for us students to, thank you for the platform for us students and us artists to be here. It was very fun. You look fabulous, and you are going to go big. I saw your tweet earlier.
Yeah.
You're going to have a big show. This is going to be the big show.
Okay.
So
we'll be looking at this in like 5-10 years.
Exactly. We're going to be looking at this
we're
in like
rookies.
5-10 years, and we're rookies, and we did what we spoke, and it's going to, take work, but manifestation. It's very important. Manifestation. Don't speak negatively on yourself.
Don't even think it.
Don't even think it.
Don't even
exactly.
think it.
Let it go. Let it go. and think and let it flow. But thank you.
No problem.
Thank you for having me here. And yeah, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap. So today for Know Your Rights. Oh, that was kind of weak. Know Your Rights. Know Your Rights. Okay, y'all get the gist. Let's learn. I want to talk about your right to cash for bumped flights and delayed luggage. Woo. If you are bumped from a flight involuntarily or your luggage is delayed when you reach your destination, you are entitled to cash. Not a voucher, not a discount on a future flight. You are entitled to that cash money, baby. The U.S. Department of Transportation says airlines will now be required to refund any fee for carrying a bag if the bag is lost. Airlines will also be required to apply the same baggage allowances and fees for all segments of a trip, including segments with interline and code share partners. Airlines are already required to compensate passengers for reasonable expenses for loss, damage, or delay in the carriage of passenger baggage. The reasonable expenses that they're talking about include up to $3,300 for domestic flights and $1,500 for international flights, depending on the duration of the delay and the value of your luggage. So that applies to when your luggage is lost when you get to your destination. So let's talk about when they cancel a flight involuntarily. Under the new rule, bumped passengers are subject to short delays and will receive compensation equal to double the price of their tickets up to $650, while those subject to longer delays would receive payments of 4 times the value of their tickets up to $1,300. Inflation adjustment will be made to those compensation limits every 2 years. So yes, if you did not know, if your flight is canceled or you get to your destination and your luggage is missing or they don't know what happened to it, they lost it, you have the right to cash. Most airlines, when you travel, are going to try to give you a travel voucher or they're going to try to give you discounts on a future ticket. By any means, if you want to take that and you don't want to go through the troubles of asking for your money, go ahead. But for us that love that cash money, we're going to ask for that money back, baby. On next week's episode, I'm going to go over the process on how to get your money back from the airlines when, you know, they ain't trying to pay up. Today on Not Rich But Wealthy, we are going to be talking about freelancing. Freelancing is working for yourself instead of a company. It's basically like a side hustle that you have on the side that you use your talents and your passions for to make extra money. You broadcast these talents and these passions. Clients will hire you to complete tasks, projects, and services for them. A good website for you to start off on is Fiverr.com. I will link it right here. If you have a talent, whether it's vlogging, music, web design, you're an artist, really anything, you can make money off of it on Fiverr.com and other freelancing websites. And this is a great way for you college students to build your portfolio and work and also to make money. Does it get any better, y'all? Today, for Sign to Bring Real Music Back Records, I am signing NJ, Etolia, and Lewis. I don't know where they're located at. I just know that they're singing house down, and I'm just about to roll this clip because I don't know too much about them. I don't even have Instagram or a Twitter. I'm going to use my Inspector Gadget qualities to find those names and those Instagrams for y'all because they are singing house down, y'all. Let's get into it.
Girl, it's only you.
The first note, you got me.
Have it your way. And if you want, you can decide. And if you're happy, I can provide everything that you desire.
Come on, Harmony.
Get a feeling, feel it that I feel. Won't you come closer to me, baby? Said you already got me. I'm right where you want me, baby. Said, ooh, I just wanna be your man.
Oh, light skin.
How does it feel? I wanna know. How does it feel? How does it feel?
Okay, so that was Lewis. This is Dr. MJ.
Won't you sit there? I won't take my eyes off it. Watch it. When you when I wanna touch you, babe. I get so excited when you're around me, baby. How does it
And y'all see Dad on the guitar getting them together.
How does it feel? Say I wanna know. How does it
Like Chris Brown on the end. All right, Dad. Come Sounds good.
How does it feel? How does it feel? How does it
Get them
feel?
together with these snaps and claps. Come on.
How does it
That's what I'm talking about. That's it. That is all today for episode 9. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you learned something as well. And I want you all to follow me on my socials. My Instagram is ArianHelm and my Twitter is the ArianHelm. Like always, I want you to like, comment, subscribe, share, all of those good things. And don't forget, have a blessed week. Bye.